Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Auto Pop Culture, and today we're going over 5 Seconds of Summer's fourth album called Calm. So, I'm not really a huge fan of them, and not that I don't like them, I just don't invest as much as I should to actually know more about them. But I know that I should say this. I jumped into it immediately because when's the last time that an Australian band that came to America and actually had American fans immediately. So it was very exciting to me when 2014 came around and their self-titled album came out. I was like, okay, I gotta get into this, gotta represent. So I listened to the first album. I did like it. It was giving me a lot of like One Direction-ish meets Blink-182 kind of thing direction. So I was like, okay, this is cute. Going to 2015, when it was their second album, Sounds Good, Feels Good, it didn't really catch me, and I felt like I felt like at that same time, a lot of EDM and a lot of other things that were popping up that wasn't really common, and a lot of music at that time was popping up and doing more stuff, and so I felt like their rock sound felt like it was taking a backseat in a way. Like, I felt like a lot of people weren't really, there are people that are feeling it, but I felt like the decline of them being such a hit went down personally for me and also for a couple people that I know. And I felt like after that, they came right back with 2018, which is Youngblood, and it brought everybody back into it because I think they kind of they moved away from sounding too One Direction or also too Blink-180 and kind of gave it their own sound. And once they did that, it's like, especially with Youngblood, that's when it actually started sounding, for me personally, like their own lane. And so I was like, okay, this is cute. I like it. I did love Youngblood. There's some songs I didn't really catch, and I know that I didn't really do this. It came out before I started doing YouTube, so I missed out on actually reviewing it. Comment below and tell me if you want me to review it, and I'll definitely review it. With that said, now we have Calm. Calm is a very interesting album. I think that most of it is pretty much about toxic relationships, and so specifically one, I guess. And I feel like I like everything they're saying, and I do think the album is really, really nice. There are some pieces where it doesn't really, like, collect, and there's some pieces that the choices of what they do, lyrically is like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. But all in all, they still in their same lane. I loved Red Desert. I think that was a great start to the album. I love when acapella beginnings. I think that's a great thing, because I feel like it showcases everybody's voices. It shows that, yes, we can harmonize. We're not just some, like, robotic band that's been made by Simon Cowell, No offense to One Direction. I love One Direction. I'm a huge One Directioner. With that said, it sounded really nice. I love that it felt like an ode to Australia. It also was played. They also performed this at the Good Day USA event for the Australian bushfires. So I thought that was really nice. I thought this song was really, really great. But most of the songs are kind of like, it's pretty intense. Like, one of the things, like, it's intense because I feel like some of them connect in some way. For example, like, I feel like the Old Me, which is the third song off the album, which talks about, like, it's a lightly trappy sound, and it pretty much sounds like he's saying, like, they're saying is that the old me was trash, was a lot. I did a lot of mistakes, I did a lot of things, but I also was glad that I did those things, because I learned so much for myself by doing that. So yeah, and one of the things it says, like, had to fuck it up before I really got to know me, and I think that's really nice. But then you go all the way down to the way, way, way bottom, and you get to is it High or Lonely, or which one was it? Like me, I don't like me. Anyway, they connect in some other parts where it's just like, Lonely Heart and High to kind of talk about that kind of thing, like, still think about me, I know I have my bad ways and everything. Oh, sorry, Lover of Mine is one of them that has that. That's their ninth, track on the album. I feel like that kind of, like, contrasts the old me, so he kind of says, like, I'm glad that I did that, no complete regrets, and then the other says, like, I do regret because I let somebody go, with the way that I acted, you know. Some of my highlights of the songs I really, really like. I love Teeth. That was one of their first, singles. Loved it. I love the whole, intense, chorus of it. And I love the whole, like, contrast between a hot and cold relationship but yet liking the complications. I think there's a lot of themes to that one. There's a lot, that one has it. Best, Not in the Same Way is another song that has it. Talks about, like, a toxic relationship, and Xanax is involved, heavy drink is involved, fighting is involved, but they treat each other shittily, but they kind of like it. And then going to, like, Little White Lies is another, or Thin White Lies is another one. Toxic relationship having to do with that, so toxic it messes up with, at least on his side, messes up with the, main guy's mental state to the point where he doesn't even know who he is anymore, kind of thing, and it goes into that kind of thing. But they're scared they're together, but because they're afraid to be alone, kind of thing. I think that's the whole theme of this album is about no regrets of what he did. I'm assuming we're talking about one person, or they're going through each person has their own story, maybe, since there's 5 of them in the band. But I felt like the whole theme of it was just, like, toxic relationships that you can't really either get out, to that you know you should get out, but you love the drama so much or you love the person so much you want to stay through it, or regretting the past of letting somebody go, so wanting to have them back. So best years has had that example. Lonely Heart has that example. High, which is the last song, which I really like, has that example. And it's just that it's so contrast I love how real the direction of the themes are. I also love the contrast of what they go back and forth between, like, how they feel. Sometimes they're like this, but sometimes they're like this. Like, I love the idea that they're showing you more dimensions of the relationship. I'm thinking it's one relationship in one, but they're showing you different, like, dimensions of it, which I think is really, really nice. I think it's a great idea. Teeth, I love Teeth. I love Red Desert. I love Wildflower. It has an 80s-ish rock production. There's a nice little cheeky part too, which is just like, you're the only one that makes me dip. Even every time we do, and it's just like, you know what they mean, but it's one of those things. It's like they're very playful with some of their songs. I will say that Best Years sound a lot very One Direction-y, especially in the very beginning, but as it breaks down, as it goes through, you start seeing a lot more things that make it their own. One of the lyrics I like is like, you did this all for me when I was half a man for you. The song's pretty much talking about how, he was pretty shitty to her, and then for whatever years, and then, or whatever time, and then it finally flipped around to where he's like, I know I did shitty things, but now I want to give you the best years. So I want to hold your hair back when you throw up. I want to carry you home when you're walking. And it's just like one of these things that he says, and he turns around and says, like, because you did all these things for me when I was half a man for you. And so it's kind of really nice. And a nice little shout out to U2. The guy, was it David Holwell Evans, aka The Edge? He plays a guitar and a bridge, which is really nice. So I'm glad they brought some people into there. But yeah, it's a decent album. I think this pulled me back into, like, who they are. I love hearing it feels kind of weird because I listen to a lot of their interviews more than I actually listen to their songs. And because I think they're really cool guys. They're really very, very genuine kind of guys. But this definitely has, this definitely has officially put me back into their music. Definitely Youngblood like teased me into it, but this pulled me completely in. I'm very excited to see what else they're gonna do. I'm very excited to see where direction they're gonna take this from. They can do anything. They seem like they're like slowly but surely like kind of tweaking their own sound each album, which I think is really, really very cool. It shows great elevation or evolution. So yeah, leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought about the album. And I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next... Oh, rewind. I have to tell you the rating that I give it. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Yeah, so anyway, so everybody please have a great day, stay safe, and quarantine and everything. It's hard, it's tough, but we're doing this together. And I'll see you guys in the next video.